Too hypeness, all right?
Season 2!
Season 2, baby, of the Drip and Geeb Podcast. Welcome to the Drip and Geeb Podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is host Drip Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. I'm Uncle Geeb, twitch.tv/Uncle Geeb, Drip Media, twitch.tv/Drip Media. How are you doing for Season 2, Episode 1 of the Drip and Geeb Podcast? Drip. Hype.
Doing great. But before I even talk about that, I just want to say it only took one full season for you to finally get that intro down. I mean, I think we need to stop and pause. Appreciate that, because that was pretty good. That was pretty damn good. You did that really nicely.
You know, the pressure got to me right there too. The pressure got to me because I actually fucked up the intro music. I put it all the way to the bottom. Like I usually gradually put it down. And I got too fast. I got too excited with my energy and cut it all the way to quiet. And I was like,
it's fine.
I was like, you know what I said in my head? The show must go on. Welcome to the Dirty Podcast. Oh, and I panicked in a different way too. I panicked because my script wasn't in front of me. I just said all that from the top of my head.
Script? Whoa. Mind blown.
Mind blown.
Wow.
You know what? Forget this tablet I got for Christmas. I don't need it.
Who needs it? Your mind's like a steel trap. Nothing ever leaves there.
Except for like over time, it rusts.
For everything.
And little mice can get through and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, it was hilarious.
Other than that, man, yeah. Dude, I feel like it's been a while.
It's
only been 2 weeks.
It's been a while. And
plus, you were gone and stuff. So like,
I was.
We didn't really talk all that much while you were gone.
Nah, man, it was like I felt like I was missing something in my heart. I mean, Abby fills my heart, but there's a tiny little valve that comes off my heart. It's the drip.
My spot.
It's the drip valve. I need that drip feed into my drip valve. It feeds my heart.
Yeah. I that's a lot of stuff there. But yeah. But that's what I'm saying. It's kind of weird because it feels like we're literally catching up right now, just like we are with everybody else. Because how many times did we talk while you were there? Twice?
Maybe twice.
I think one was just me bitching about my wavelength software because I couldn't get it to work.
Yes.
Well, which I did fix. I didn't fix it. I called Elgato, pissed as hell today. Like, what is happening? Like, if as soon as I take it out of your software, it's fine. And the guy was like, oh, it's no big deal. Just go over there to that little gear, click this button, go to advanced. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's one button. That's literally what it was. He's like, yeah, now restart your computer. It'll be fine. I was like, why does that happen? And he was like, oh, well, when we push the updates so you can put, I told you the software now has little buttons on the interface here or whatever, where you can put effects on each channel. When they push that, something they did made the that adjustment or whatever change from the default to a different one. So and they haven't changed it back. So it literally affects anybody who uses a capture card and then puts the capture card into the Wavelength software.
Interesting.
That's insane.
Interesting.
It's insane that they just left it like that. So I was like, are you guys not gonna
I don't
do
think
an update to fix it for everyone so they don't have to worry about it like I have?
I don't think Elgato's a new company, but I mean they're definitely
entering. They're not.
They're not like a software or microphone company, if I'm not mistaken, correct? And like they're really getting popular with this Wavelength software and Elgato microphones. They got some tweaks. Like they're good. It's a good product, but they have a ways to go as a company to really get this. That's why, like, for example, I use a Shure microphone. Shure's been making microphones since the 60s. Now there's no software involved with this, but when you buy Shure, it's true. You know what you paid for. Whereas Elgato, it's like they're literally updating this microphone and software as you own it. It's kind of crazy. The evolution is happening.
But I've watched it because I got it early.
Yeah.
Early enough to where I was in like the first version of the software.
Yeah.
I mean, from what it was then to what it is now, it's not crazy different, but everything now works. You know what I mean? There, like when I first got it, there were these like weird things, like you turn it on and something wouldn't be working. You have to restart the computer, and then it just like that doesn't happen anymore. They fixed all those little weird bugs and all that stuff. But I mean, that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, we haven't talked a lot.
Right.
What did you do? What did you do on your
before
vacation?
we get to that? Just want to wrap up season 1 in a nice little bow, real fast.
Okay.
And thank the podcast audience, the patrons who help support this podcast, as well as Drip and I. But just to put a nice little bow, 2 little pieces of I don't know, information, 2 little pieces of I don't know what's the word, things that came from our podcast this year. We had in tidbits. So we started in what, May, or maybe we figured out it was May. Was it March?
I don't know.
March or May.
It starts with an M.
It starts with an M. We started back in the M month.
In an M month, yep.
We had a total of 29 episodes, including 26 full-length episodes. 26 full-length episodes. Then we had 2 Wait Hold My Beers, and we also had episode 0. We can't forget the first episode.
Yes.
So 29 full episodes. That's awesome. I can't believe we actually did it. We continue to do it.
Yeah, we're still doing it. It's awesome.
And the milestone, this is the number that I had in my head after about maybe 500 downloads. I was like, okay, this is a thing. So like my goal for the year, expectations curved, 2,000 downloads. And guess what we hit like a week before the new year? What? 2,000 downloads of the Drip and Geeb podcast. All 29 episodes. Well, insane. We had one episode completely explode. That really helped to get us, push us over 2,000 for the year. But like, damn, like really consistent viewership from everybody, real consistent support from everybody. Like, could not be more thrilled with the first year.
Can't wait to see what season 2 has in store.
Yes.
I mean, I know we're gonna be upgrading things. Obviously, I've changed my camera angle for season 2.
You changed your camera angle. I changed nothing except for a smaller, shittier ass TV. Because my TV broke. Well, I've downgraded.
Sometimes the fire just gets too hot.
Mrs. Geeb, can we just get a shout out for Mrs. Geeb? She not only did a Prime sub, she did a gifted sub, and she put the fucking fireplace on for me because I forgot.
Because I was like, you didn't do that.
No, I didn't. Shout out Mrs. Geeb in the chat, everybody. Just at her with like a G mode or something. I don't know.
Awesome.
What was I gonna say? But yeah, just like 2,000 downloads. I'm really proud of that. I hope everyone else is also proud of that. We made it this far. Hopefully we can go even farther in season 2. Like Drip said a second ago, nothing really new. We didn't promise new things, but we said new things were gonna come. I think I said, hey, well, it's not gonna happen on episode 1, which it's not.
Well, because we talked about all of it like right before that, and you were going on vacation, but we have ideas. Things that we're gonna do.
Things are gonna happen.
We're working on them.
I think best case scenario, it's gonna happen in the middle of season 2. I'm thinking season 3 is really when we're gonna have everything that we want done. Yeah. But I mean, who knows when season 2 ends? I mean, who knows? There's no rules here.
You have to remember who you're dealing with here. Once I start doing something like that, I get like super crazy about it. And it has to be like, okay, next thing. We have to keep going with this. We have to keep.
Right. Yeah. No. We'll get it done. We'll get this done.
Surprised how far we'll make it here in the next 6 months or so.
So yeah. Oh yeah. So my vacation, I guess. I don't want to say that word. It's not. Well, it wasn't a vacation. So I just went.
Wait, before you start these conversations, one more thing. You don't have a beer of the week, do you?
Right. No beer of the week for me.
Okay, I do. I'm gonna get mine.
I am dry. I am dry today. I'm drinking water, and my beer is gummy bears. I am drinking RBO Gold Bears. Not a sponsor. I've been munching on these for a couple hours. That's fun.
Dude, those are the best ones. I don't care what anybody says.
They're absolutely delicious, and I have like 3 more packages over here.
Okay, I have for the beer of the week. I didn't want to go far. I can tell you this. I went down to the local Kroger because holy shit, I left my house. It was fine when I looked out the window the first time. I left my house. It snowed a whole lot, like a whole lot. So I didn't want to go very far. So I was like, whatever they have down here, I'm going to get it. And it's nothing new, but it's good. It's Leinenkugels. And you say this is a Weiss or a Weiss?
It's a Barry. I never heard it Wes or Weiss. It's always been Barry Weiss.
It's Barry Weiss. Kind of sounds like Barry White, which is smooth.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with a Barry Weiss, man. It's one of the best beers that there is.
Naturally flavored with berries, and blackberry juice.
It's
Berries,
delicious.
and then I guess just blackberry juice, not
And
blackberries, just the juice.
And I got
It
into an
is
argument with
amazing.
somebody
It
that
is
it
so
wasn't
good.
beer, but apparently that is an actual beer. It's not even like a question. It is brewed in the same way beer is brewed, so it is a beer. Can confirm, I think. Don't quote me.
I mean, it tastes like
It tastes like juice.
heaven.
Yeah, it's like juice with like a
It's
kick of
amazing.
alcohol. It is very good.
It is so good. This should be illegal. It's that good.
It should be illegal.
Mm.
What else? Other things
Fantastic.
that should be illegal is, I don't know. This is a bad segue. I went
Terrible. Cancel.
to see my family. As you heard in the pre-show, I saw my brother. We'll call that the pre-show, sure.
Yep, that's what it was. Definitely.
I saw my family. We see my brother, all my mini family, my mom, my brother, sister-in-law, nephew, dad, and my sister came over for a day. Came up from Maryland.
Nice.
So yeah, it was a good time. We just spent a week just chilling. We didn't like do things because it's COVID-y out there. And
it is.
and
It's
we
quite
just
the COVID Christmas season.
yes. So and we did come from out of state to visit their house, but we took a test before we left, and we were wearing masks while with them. So we were trying to be as safe as possible, and it didn't bother us. We were fine. But everyone's healthy, everyone's good. So all the family, I don't get to see them very much. So it was very nice to see them for an extended period of time like that. Like I was saying before, I mean, all I kind of did was like, eat board games. Eat board games? I didn't eat board games.
Why?
I ate cookies and played board games. I can
You
talk,
played
I swear.
with cookies and ate board games? That sounds like a great time, man.
Board games, cookies. The bed I slept on a bad bed because, when you go to visit family, you got to get the worst bed in the house.
Man, that's always like the worst part of visiting family. It's like, all
Yeah.
right, where am I going to end up sleeping? Because I know it's probably going to suck.
Not when you visit Drip's house. Drip gives you his own bed. I know from experience.
That's right.
Beautiful
I do.
bed. You could fit
Yes,
5
you're
people.
very welcome.
Your bed. You could fit 5 people comfortably on your bed. It's crazy.
It's
It's massive.
ridiculously big. Yes, it is. It's ridiculously big. But listen, man, sometimes you just need a big bed, okay?
Yeah, man.
And the problem is, listen, my kids don't sleep. They never, like, it seems like every single night, like, when the kids are here, it's like somebody's in the bed. Like at one point or another, there's 1, 2, sometimes 3. You need the room because they're out. It's an all night thing, man. They're like cats. They just wake up at night and start walking around. You never know where they're gonna be.
Yeah, I don't have that problem. No kids.
Yeah, well, my kids also. I don't know why. I mean, maybe it's all kids, but like you have to really be careful, especially with the little one. She will kick you right in the face while you're sleeping. Just like how her feet get up there to do it.
Yeah.
Great question. I don't know the answer, but man, I've been
Scrolling
kicked
around,
right in the nose.
scrolling
right
around.
in the nose. Like,
I need to address this chat real fast because it was funny. Because who was it? Tim Tebow himself, the god, the goat and the god, asked me, "Jeeb, you're not freezing your water bottles, are you?" Let me go switch to the Jeeb cam real fast. I'm not freezing my water bottles. I live in North Chicago or North Illinois, or North Illinois. I'm sorry, I keep saying Chicago. We just keep them outside because it keeps them cool. And the outside, we have like a 24 pack, or whatever. The outsides get frozen. That's like the insulation, right? And the ones on the inside are stay stay moist. They stay wet. So this is just a water bottle that has been outside in North Illinois. And
yeah, I mean, I honestly before the refrigerator days, when I had the refrigerator, didn't have the refrigerator down here.
Yeah,
I used to leave them right outside this door.
Yeah,
Water, beers, anything, just right out here. You can't leave them too long, especially the beers, because then you have a big mess.
Yeah,
I just do it too.
Yeah, so I mean, there's like a process of me bringing in some of the frozen ones. Like these have been sitting out for hours. They're still frozen. That's how frozen they were when I brought them. They were absolutely frozen solid when I brought them in.
Completely, yeah.
Yeah, and now they're like this. I brought them in hours ago. I put them next to a candle even. like seriously.
You should have, dude. Why didn't you put them next to the fireplace?
That's a good point because it's a smaller fireplace now, but it's still
it doesn't really. Yeah,
they're still in effect. I'm actually this little TV. So if you guys remember the old Jeep TV, if you remember the old Jeep, this is the same orientation from before. This whole gap right here and overhead gap All that was filled in
That
by
was
the
TV.
That was TV before. There was no, you
We got
couldn't
a little
see
guy
what
back
was.
there. It's whatever, man. At least you got one.
Well,
At least
no,
you got
I'm
one.
not complaining. Free TVs are, I would take that. Appreciate it. I'm just saying, like, that's how small this TV is to the old one. And honestly, I'm much happier with this size than the big one. Now, obviously, for content, it's a little bit less. But as far as like convenience, that massive, it was too big for that space. It really was. It was way too big. And like trying to get cords under and behind. If you guys know, at big TVs, getting cords and stuff around, very difficult. So like
They can be.
in a small space. So like this small space, that TV is perfect. And Abby and I are very happy with it. So we're good.
Good.
Good. So yeah, that was my vacation. Just kind of eating board games and playing with cookies. You know.
That's fine, dude. I mean, that sounds very fun, interesting.
Yes.
Next time you come, you'll have to show me how that works.
Yeah. So also, while I was on vacation, again, Parallax, you just come up all the time, man. What's up with that? Geeb, got to see the OLED for the first time in person.
Oh, yes, you did.
I did. Now my stance before I wasn't like anti-OLED guy, but I was kind of firm on my stance that, previously, I was firm on my stance that, you have an old Switch. There's no reason to go through the process and annoyance of selling your Switch just to upgrade to the OLED. It's not worth it. And it's definitely not worth it if you already have a Switch and you want a secondary Switch. Not that you want a secondary Switch. That's worth it to buy an OLED. What I mean is, don't sell your old Switch to buy an OLED. And after hanging out with an OLED and playing with it,
I thought that was your final answer. I was gonna flip out.
After hanging out with an OLED and playing around with it, I stand by that statement.
What? You're crazy. You're out of your mind. Dude, no way. No way.
If you're in need of
after seeing that, you saw it in person,
if you're in need of a Switch, and you want to buy a brand new Switch, there is only one Switch to buy. Do not buy the old Switch. It is worth extra $50 to buy a brand new Switch. Even if your budget's $300, expand your budget. Because you're getting $50. The quality, it's not just it's the same resolution. In fact, it's a lower resolution, right? Because it's bigger. It's the same resolution on a bigger screen. So it's pixel density is less. That's what that's what your eye sees. Pixel density, not you don't see resolution. You see pixel density. It doesn't
matter, dude.
It doesn't matter.
So sharp.
It doesn't matter. It's not sharp. It's not sharp. No. Listen. I'm not talking. You're misconstruing my words. I'm not talking trash in OLED.
This podcast has now become two separate podcasts.
Let me talk, for fuck's sake.
The Drip podcast will start next week. The G podcast will start. I have no idea.
We'll just do two podcasts and we'll fight all the time. No. Like literally, it's not sharper than the normal Switch. The normal Switch is sharper. Like literally, it's sharper. What I'm saying is it's a better quality screen, and throw out sharpness and what it looks like on the numbers wise. In person, like the new OLED Switch is way bigger, way better colors. The blacks are beautiful, just like everyone says. But what's the most surprising thing was the quality of the screen. While it's probably not worth $50 of an upgrade, it's a significant upgrade from this screen on the old Switch. That's it's probably like 2013's like back order like screens. Like
the screens are on the original Switch.
This is like a 20. I don't know about 2020. Like it's probably like a 2018 panel from like Samsung.
Let me ask you this.
It's beautiful.
That $79 tablet you have right there.
Yo.
How's the screen on that compared to the regular Switch? Is it better or worse?
Worse. It's bigger.
Okay.
So I bet you if this was smaller, the density would be better, and it would probably be about the same. Okay. And this is an $80 tablet.
Okay.
So that's what you get out of the quality of that.
Yeah, but I mean that just gives you an idea of like the OLED screen, and you've redeemed everything because you said what I meant, and no, technically on paper, it's not sharper.
Right, correct.
Technically. But when you look at it,
it's
that is a crispy image. It is crispy.
It is so crispy. It's surprisingly crispy.
It's been in the oven way too long. Like, woo,
the fact that they sold us that old screen for $300 makes me kind of mad when you look at what they are selling for $350.
Yeah, it's
It's like
a
that's what you
huge
gave us
difference.
all these years, but it makes sense because like at the time when it's a different time when the Switch was released. That was a different time in Nintendo's life. It makes a lot of sense
Yeah,
why
they were
they had to cut every cost they could.
they were on their last leg when it came to
Yeah,
hardware at that point.
so
Yeah,
it
it
makes a
was
lot of
like the Switch
sense.
is it.
But the
So
fact that they didn't give this to us sooner. Oh, and by the way, I want to address like the metal. Is a controversy. Like what the body of the Switch is made out. Some people say metal. Some people say it's still plastic. I've yet to see anybody test that. I gotta see Jerry Rig has an episode on it if he tried to bend it and test it.
I believe the kickstand itself is metal. The
The
rest is
whole thing is
plastic.
cold though. To touch, the whole Switch is cold.
Yeah, I
It's
don't think the back's
that's
metal,
only
though. I think it's plastic.
that's a metal. That's a tendency of metal, not plastic.
I know.
Very
But
bizarre.
yeah, and honestly, it may be, but I think only the kickstand itself is metal, and it may not even be metal. I may be wrong about that, but you're right. It's cold, so it's
Yeah.
like feels like metal. I don't know.
Oh, and
I mean,
Switch Corner in the chat does have a really good point on topic here. He says that if you have a launch Switch, it's worth the upgrade. I think I would stand by that because Abby does have a launch Switch. You have the Mario edition, so it is the V2. I don't feel the need to upgrade. I really don't because my battery life is great. I know Abby can't play more than like 3 hours of Breath of the Wild before she needs to plug in. If she were to use a V2 or an OLED, it would be like 5-6 hours. That's almost double.
But
So
the other thing too,
and
if you play docked, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. And
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I'm telling you, I think someone told me before. I said this before. Someone told me that it was our Switch. We needed to get the dust out of the fans. I really think that the V2 Switch just runs hot. Or sorry, the V1 Switch. The V1 Switch just runs hot. It's noticeably hot.
Right. That was another thing. The chip changing the chip is what makes the new ones run cooler. It runs.
Yeah.
It's more efficient.
It's
not overworking itself.
I went to go get her Switch out of the dock, and I put my hand over to take it out, and I didn't get. I'm not gonna be exact. I'm not being dramatic, and I didn't get burnt. But I mean, I was like, whoo, that's some hot air coming out of that Switch.
Yeah.
Like, damn, my Switch does not get even close to that hot.
The only time mine did that was I was picking my oldest up from dance, and I was sitting outside waiting for her to come out, and I was playing, and I had my Switch in my hands and my one of those slim cases from Tom Talk that I had it in. And she ran up to the window and scared the shit out of me. I'm like, good God. So I put it away and I thought I turned it off or put it in sleep mode.
Yeah.
And I left it on and then put it in a slim case. So it just was in there on trying to get the heat out of I came back to it probably 30, 40 minutes later. Oh my God. I was like,
man.
Holy crap. This thing is on fire.
Not long after you told me that story a while ago, and not long after that, the same thing happened to Abby. She accidentally left her Switch on in her case. It was very hot, and I was really concerned because that's a V1. I was like, "Is that Switch about to is it melted inside? Like she could have really melted something with the V because it gets so hot." But yeah, no, everything's fine. But yeah, don't leave your Switch on. Now, sleep is different. Sleep is fine. Don't play a game. Don't play a game and just toss in your travel case.
Yeah, I opened it up and it was I was just still standing there on my Animal Crossing island. I was like, oh fuck, not good.
Yeah. So yeah, also when I got back from vacation, or if you will, my family trip, I got back and Bagoof a while ago. But also, by the way, Bagoof's in the chat. What's up, man? While I got back,
Bomb TV.
Shout
out.
He's still
Somebody
Bagoof.
shout him out.
He's Bagoof in my heart. But twitch.tv/bomb TV.
No, dude, he's T-Bomb now. He's T-Bomb now.
T-Bomb.
T-Bomb.
T-Bo. He sent me a Neo grip because he's a very kind person and had an extra one. And just was like, yo, you want it? I'm like, sure. And I did receive it, sir. I think I texted you. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I have things to say about it. I want you to just quickly just talk about the Neo grip because you have the most experience with the Neo, especially the Neo.
Yeah, well, I mean, I got both of the OLED versions now. I just put the video out on the other one, but for me, the Neo grip still. I mean, I don't know. I've been using this one. It's not the crystal. I call it the crystal in the video. That's not what they're calling this.
Really?
Yeah, it's just hold on. What it says right here. They called the one for the regular Switch the crystal. This is just the grip case OLED model. So this matches the branding on the grip case Lite, which is where these ones all came from.
Interesting that they took they had a really good name for that. I think Crystal was a good name for it. They took a really good
I thought
name.
it was weird that they went to Crystal from just the grip case, because it was the grip case light, and then they brought these over to the Switch after they did the light one.
Yeah.
I figured they would just keep the same branding and they changed it, but then they decided to go back. But as far as the Neo grip goes, I think it's good. I've noticed a few different things since it's come out. Hang on, I got to change this song. Holy crap! What in the
I mean,
hell
we're not listening to music
on?
here.
I know you're not hearing it, but like, wow.
It's like some ska, like.
I mean, I don't know what it was, man. It was like some weird guy singing. It's not Zelda music, I can tell you that. That's what I was listening to.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, a few things they changed. I have a newer version of it back here, and I guess it's not going to be this is not the definitive version. That's the thing. They change stuff all the time because they put it out so quick.
Yeah.
And there were issues with it here and there, little things like, but I have a newer version. The inside looks completely different, or the pads are.
Yeah.
Like completely different than the first one I got. And this one is so much thinner on the back because they didn't know it was dockable. They had no idea. They did not advertise that it was dockable until people got them and started putting it in the, and now it only works in the OLED dock. It only goes in the OLED dock. It will not go in the other dock. So they ended up trying the Animal Cross. You don't dock it. You don't. It's not dockable.
I'm going to interrupt you because it is dockable in the regular dock.
It's okay, whatever. You shouldn't be putting in the dock with that.
I know,
on.
but we
big.
tried it. I was actually shocked that it was. Abby just a few minutes ago put it in there, and it is working just fine.
See, normal. Well, you guys are braver than me because I get it to a certain point in the regular dock, and I'm like, no.
Well, I'm not. I mean,
I'm not doing that.
I'm careful. I'm very careful when I'm reckless.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
I'm a man.
But they did make the the special edition 1000 print Animal Crossing one they did. It is significantly thinner on the back part. So if you think that one is dockable, this one is much more dockable. I still tried. I don't think it's.
I could have I don't know what version I have. I'm not sure if what version Bagoo sent me because he's got
it's an early version. If it's the first one he had, it's.
But he's got replacements. He's gotten replacements from them, so I don't know if he sent me one of the. I think he sent me one of the replacements because he was initially going to send me the one that had a strip screw. There's no. This one's fine. There's no strip screws. It's working fine. So, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I like that one the best, probably, just because it's because I have an OLED now and I use the kickstand, which is so weird. And that's you. You put that in my head.
Because I was right.
And then and you were like, oh no, dude, it's big now. You can set it on like tables and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God, you're right.
Because I do
that all the time.
Yeah, like get this. So those of you who know, like those of you who had these early Microsoft products, I was one of the early adopters. Like now, Surface Pro, the tablet surfaces that Microsoft makes, they're kind of mainstreamish. I was an early adopter of those form factors. I don't have any now, but back in the day, I had a Surface RT. Now, if you know what that is, please let me know because I want to talk to you about the Surface RT. One of the biggest flops that Microsoft ever could have done. Really expensive, more expensive than an iPad, way less powerful, way less useful, way worse operating system. But God, I love that thing. And that's when they started introducing that foldable kickstand, whole hinge. That design was amazing. Then I upgraded from there to Surface Pro 2, Surface Pro 2, not RT, Surface Pro 2. That was a thick boy tablet. I mean, we're talking like this thick. Hot air blasting all. You were talking about a V1 switch. This thing, because it ran Windows 10 or Windows 8 Pro at the time. It upgraded to Windows 10 later. Hot air just blowing out of this thing from all edges because all the edges were fans.
Very quickly before I forget, I wanted to ask you something too because you're very familiar with both and I'm not.
Okay.
What do the hinges on the OLED switch? How do those compare to the Surface Pro?
I think
to see the hinges.
Well, so the Surface Pros are made from all metal, like even the hinge, the body, everything. So I noticed with the OLED, not that I was trying to, but I could see like the plastic. It's connected to plastic for sure. The hinges,
it is.
For sure, connected to plastic. That's a different feel than metal. Metal is completely unforgiving. It just stays. Right, where plastic is like it got some play to it. So moving the hinge, it didn't feel not durable to me. It didn't feel
It's pretty. I mean, compared to what they had, it's like a
Yes.
tank.
Oh my God, it's a tank. But it definitely, you could tell there's some plastic involved in it. The hinge itself is metal, but again, what the hinge is connected to is still plastic. Didn't feel amazing. Didn't feel as good as Surface Pro or Surface anything for that matter. But those are more expensive devices anyway. It felt fine.
All right, so for me, the Neo grip is the grip. I think it's great. I mean, this one's good too because, like I said, you don't have the OLED, but like all the things I complained about with this one, how it was loose on the regular Switch, they fixed it. Funny because I emailed them, and actually Alex emailed them as well because we talked about it because we both got one that we were.
Right.
I was like, this thing's loose. Is yours loose? He's like, yeah, it's loose. Like, it's not how the light was, but they told me, oh no, it's supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be like that. But weirdly enough, next version, all
it
fixed,
ain't loose.
not loose anymore. So
I defended the looseness. I thought it was a nice feature, honestly. And I mean, I think I was on my own cloud there. It was really nice, just very easily take it out, pop it in the dock because I didn't want to dock it like that. So like I take it out. It was too easy. But I defend it because I liked how easy it was. And I never had a problem. I never had a problem unless you're like taking your Switch and like holding it upside down, going like this. You're never gonna. It wasn't gonna fall out. It wasn't gonna do.
This one you can do that with, and it won't fall
out. You can do that. And why you want to do that, I don't know.
I don't know. Just to know that I have the ability to do it. That's why.
Yeah, I think it's obvious because of Bomb. You know, our boy T-Bomb. He was saying how he even made a video that he sent to me and you to watch, like explaining what his thoughts are. His thoughts were basically, you know, he's getting hit or misses with Satysfye or Skull and Co.
Skull and Co. Yeah,
I mean that's you know, that is unacceptable.
It's quality control.
Quality control is what, like when you think of a big brand, Apple. Let's just say Apple. You go to Apple not for many reasons, but one of the biggest reasons that you're just accustomed to it. You get accustomed to it with your big brands. Quality control. When you buy it, we'll call it Binbach for a second because Binbach is not a household name, right? And that's why when you go on Amazon and buy Binbach Joy-Cons, you have run the risk of getting a crap product. Not because they make bad products, but because they don't have good quality control. I know that's what I feel like comfortable saying. So
yeah, okay.
Like a company like Satysfye, you know, again, you're trusting they make their products. No, I know. I'm saying Satysfye. Satysfye, quality control, it's there. Every product I bought from Satysfye, perfect, lovely. Cases, the grip, great, because that's their competition, Satysfye or Skull and Co. Going to Skull and Co. now. You know, I haven't had that problem with their products. I haven't bought too many Skull and Co. products. Everything I've gotten is free. You sent me some, and Goof sent me some, and so which I really appreciate. But like all of the products have been okay. I have not had any quality control issues. But Goof, every other thing he's bought has had an issue.
That's crazy because like I don't hear it a lot, but I mean there are some. I don't hear it a lot, but I mean I feel like it just sucks. It just sucks that he's having that much trouble with it because it does seem like everything he gets, it's like there's something like it's not him. It's clearly that's not right.
Yeah. And they've been in the game for a few years now. They're still relatively new, but they've been in the game. Like they should be putting out better products than that. The quality control, not the Crocs. The quality control needs to be better than that. That's unacceptable.
It does. I mean,
and just to quickly describe what his issues are, they're big issues. For example, putting on so if you have a Skull and Co, you take off the back grips that Drip is showing you right now, and just go ahead and take it off, Drip. There you go. Pops off real easy. Now put it back on.
Yeah, his does not.
So you take off
he sent me the video. It's like he one of them stuck on. It will not come off, which is crazy.
Update. He got it off.
That's good. It's off.
But with as much force as it takes for a 30-something-year-old grown man to do.
It's just it sucks. I don't know.
It's unfortunate.
I mean, it's hard for me to know. Because I know this. I mean, there's no way that they're going to send me something that they know I'm going to be doing a video on. Like, it's been checked. It's been checked twice. Obviously.
Yep.
They're not going to send something to me and then me get some crap product and then have a video on YouTube about a crap. Like, I haven't had those experiences. I'm sure that's probably why I haven't had any of those experiences.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, I don't know. I was buying stuff from them before I was doing YouTube.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I never had any problems with any of it.
Yeah. And again, to be fair, I have had no problems either myself, but I trust Bomb. Like, I really do. Like, and he showed me in the
I'm
video.
telling you, I think he's having the worst luck with this stuff ever.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But I'm curious to see what you guys think. Go ahead and drop us on the Drippin' G Twitter. Do you guys, if you have Skull & Co., do you have these kinds of problems? Just let us know, because I would legitimately want to know.
I do
Because
too.
I have had no problems.
Maybe I should just secretly start ordering stuff from them from like a different address.
Try. You can always return it on
See
Amazon.
what comes. Yeah, I mean, like, I wonder what would come. Like, I wonder if I'd have problems. Like, that's an interesting thing.
But so while I haven't had any issues with quality control, I do have a little bit of things to say about their product, especially in comparison here, because it's so hard not to compare their product, especially when they're trying to directly compete with Satysfye, making a true grip over a case grip, which are two different products in my eyes. I don't know about you, but in my eyes, you either have a case that has grips or no grips, but it's still a case. And then you have just straight up grips, things that are not trying to protect your Switch whatsoever. They're simply to give something in your hands to hold so you don't get tendonitis or whatever, carpal tunnel, you name it. Because Switch can do that to you if you hold that in portable mode too long. But so the problems I have with their products is that, actually, let me clarify before I even begin. The crystal grip case thing, it's a case, but it's still the same idea. I love that thing. I actually really, really enjoy the crystal, and now known as whatever the new thing is. I really enjoy that.
The grip case.
The grip case. The old set, the first, the black Satis, or the names are too close. The old Skull & Co. The original Skull & Co. That was black.
Clear. That was black. Yeah.
Hated that. I bought it.
I hated it too. I absolutely hated it.
It's ridiculous. It's the really, really bad product in my eyes. It's hard to get on. It stays on too hard, and getting the Switch out makes me think I'm gonna break my Switch. I hate that product. Love the crystal. Now we get to the Neo. I'm in between. So there are parts about the Neo that I really like. Take some good aspects of the crystal, like the grips that are the same. Those new grip styles that are fantastic. Yeah. Not that old original grips. Those were stupid. Snap-ons.
That's what I loved about it so much. Like when they moved to these ones, like, because I had the one for my Switch Lite. Like, I love these grips. I love them. I think these are the best ones. Like, these are the ones right here.
Yes, they're fantastic.
Go ahead. Sorry.
And those. I will say this now because I'm going to talk some trash on Skull & Co. here. Those grips are way more comfortable than the Satysfye. Those grips, those removable grips are way more comfortable. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those are bigger. The trigger grips are awesome. Place to put your finger. Awesome.
It's nice to have the option, too,
yes.
I think. Yes.
The options are great. The Neo Grip is a cheaper feeling product. And
it's much thinner, yeah.
It's thinner plastic. I won't say hollow because it's not, but when you knock on the Satysfye grip, you're knocking on hard, solid plastic. No doubt that is hard plastic. That is thick. The Neo, it is solid, but it feels almost hollow, if that makes any sense. It just feels cheap. It's lighter. It's thinner.
It is lighter.
It's cheaper.
It's thinner. It's supposed to be a streamlined product.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see right there. I mean, it is thin. Oh, here's the difference, by the way. I have them both right here. Sorry, audio listeners. You don't get this. Not for you.
It's fine.
I mean, but you can tell. Like, let me line it up so you can actually see.
Yeah, it's definitely the new ones. The green and blue one right there is definitely thinner than the older version, for sure.
Oh, yeah. It's much thinner.
And I bet if I held that, I'd be even less or even more disappointed.
Oh, yeah. No, this one. Oh, yeah.
You can't do that. If you do that with a Satysfye, first off, you have to do a lot of pressure. And second, you'd probably just snap it in half easily. That thing's like rubber, where it just like bends with you, and you just put your plastic out of whack.
Do you know that the Satysfye is actually two pieces?
Oh, because
together.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, but it doesn't feel that way for sure.
Right, it doesn't feel that way.
You would never know that by feeling it.
They put there's bolts on the inside that, because I've taken one apart because of course I'm an idiot and want to just take everything apart and paint it a different color.
Yeah.
And I took one apart and I was like, oh, let's see what I can do with this. Yeah, let me just paint it, neon pink for no reason at all.
Right. But yeah, so I all that to say is, yeah, I'm a Satysfye guy, I'm not a Skull & Co. guy. However, you're paying for that difference, right? When you buy a Satysfye, the case and the grip bundled, like the big thick boy I bought for myself here, that's like a $50-$60 bundle. That's expensive.
Nice, but let me tell you something. The inside of those those Satysfye, dude, those are like, whew,
Unparalleled. The case
like they
quality,
are
case quality is
ridiculously
so
nice.
much better than Skull and Co. And I'm
Yeah.
again,
Oh, a
it's not a
thousand times
bad
better. I'll give them that.
product.
Yeah, Satysfye crushes when it comes to the two.
Yeah,
Satysfye absolutely dominates on the case for
right.
sure.
And it's not a bad product, the Skull and Co. I enjoyed. I
No,
have
no,
one. I
that's
have. It was given one by Bagoof again, but
yeah. Well,
G-Bomb.
that's the
But
thing.
I still enjoy that case. It's good.
It's not. You're right. Not a bad product. The Satysfye one is just that much better. Because yeah,
Yes.
the Skull and Co one's fine. It's a pretty nice case. I mean, it's no Tom Talk case, but I
Right.
mean, it's but I mean, it's really nice. But yeah, the Satysfye one, as far as I can't even remember. It's been so long. I did a comparison of like Satysfye Skull and Co. Like
Yeah.
direct comparison video so long ago.
I want to directly
But
comment to Sims there, who said the $50 bundle for Satysfye is often on sale. Number one, so is Skull and Co. is often on
yeah.
sale. Number two,
And you can also use my code Drip Media at checkout for 10% off.
there you go. Go fuck yourself. You can also the Skull and Co. is just cheaper than that anyway. The full price Skull and Co. is $40
Yeah, for everything.
for everything. And another benefit of Skull and Co. You stress a lot. You can buy just the grip, no handles, but just the
Yeah.
grip, plastic grip itself for like $10.
Yeah, you can literally whatever. That's the thing. Yeah, that's the cool part about it.
And
If
then
you're
you
in
customize
the
it.
ecosystem, if you're in the ecosystem and you're already using like all you got to get
Yeah.
is just this part, and like
Yeah.
that's another thing too. Like everyone's like, oh, it's TPU, it's gonna yellow. Okay, it's $10. You don't have to buy the $40 thing again.
Yeah.
If it yellows, grab a new one. It's probably gonna get scratched up anyway. Get
Yeah.
a fresh one.
Our old one's
10
scratched up and
bucks.
a little bit yellow. It doesn't bother me that much, Like I would like a new one, but I just like toys in general. I love having all the stuff around me. That's why I have Skull and Co. and Satysfye. And plus we have two Switches. We have both on both Switch anyway. But yeah, I mean, I just like the toys. I think they're all good products. Neither one is a bad product. One has quality control issues, Skull and Co. One is expensive, Satysfye, but you get what you pay for. And I think that kind of goes for both. You get what you pay for. There's lesser quality control, less good product in general from Skull and Co. But
I mean, that's usually the way it goes.
pay some
And
more.
It's always quality control. That's where the cut. It always seems to be the quality control where the cuts are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It always seems to be that way. I don't know.
Or just be like Apple and there is no corners cut. They just give you a solid product but charge you all the money.
Yeah. And they skip 9, just like
And then
Nintendo.
skip 9.
Just like Nintendo,
that-
right?
that'd
No
be-
Mario Kart 9. Right?
That's a fantastic segue
I know. You're welcome.
to and Coca Baby, surprisingly, I don't see them in the chat at least, but we got to give Coca Baby some fucking props because this episode probably going to end up being called this. When does the drip become a leak?
Yeah. He even commented that on the video today. I thought it was absolutely hilarious.
Yes.
So
when does it?
I got a little angry in my video today. I almost didn't post it. I don't think I've ever posted a video quite like that. Usually I there he is. Usually I reserve those types of opinions for the podcast. But I don't know. Last night, for some reason, it was right before I started streaming. I was just like, you know what? This is fucking stupid. This is so stupid. I am so sick of seeing this shit pop up online. And you know what I'm really sick of? And I kind of said this in the video today, but this is explaining it a little bit better.
Oh.
These leakers, like, I don't know. Who are they? Who are these people? Like, who are they? I want to know, like, are these like 16-year-old kids? Is this some 14-year-old kid? Just, I mean, come on. Who are these people? Nobody knows who they are at all. At all. Nobody knows any source. Nobody knows anything. So and that's not what makes me mad.
Yeah.
What makes me mad is you see like the comments on the stuff that they post. And it's just these people blindly looking at what they say like it's fact. And it's like, come on. Like, you're smart. You got to be smarter than this. Like, there's absolutely, like, just go back. Just look through the feed. Look through the feed.
Yep.
And I'm gonna, and again, I'm not making fun of anybody, and I don't mean to call anybody out specifically, but when you fuck something up, you fuck something up. So you're gonna be called out for it. But like,
I'm gonna call you out. You do mean to call out people.
okay,
You did. You
Sure.
absolutely did.
Whatever. Samus Hunter has the worst track record of almost any of these people. And for some reason, that's like the one person everybody talked about the most. And it's like, why? I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, I see YouTubers like taking like the information from that Twitter, making videos about it like it's legitimate news. Like it's actually it's absolutely insane. And this shit has to stop. Because it's spiraling. Honestly, at this point, it's spiraling out of control. And it seems like, I don't know. Like, when does it end? When does it end? I mean, and you know who ends up getting the worst of this? Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nintendo themselves ends up getting the worst of this. Because everyone else builds up all these expectations that Nintendo's supposed to do, and they never had any plans to do any of it. Like, or maybe it is in the works, and it's not coming out for this many years, and some janitor was passing the room where the door was open, where the marketing team was, working on a poster. Like, it's just whatever. I have no idea if that actually happens. It probably doesn't. I'm just saying, like, something stupid like that. And, it gets passed to whoever. Leaker
McLeakerson. Or what's the real name?
Yeah.
What's the real name?
We'll get there.
Leaky Teat? I don't know.
But I don't know. It's just, at some point yesterday, I saw the third one of like 3 days, and like, we're barely even into the year, and this shit is so off the rails already. It's like, again, I'm kind of getting to the same point here, but I feel bad for the people who see this stuff and they just take it as fact. It's like, oh, awesome. Like, I can't wait for that to happen. Like, cool. We're going to get, whoever the hell said that Kirby's coming out on March 25th. Like, that's a hell of a thing to just throw out there. But you know what else I thought about too?
What?
And this is, I'm telling you, you could be a leaker, Geeb. You want to be a leaker?
No, I do not. I do not.
I could be one.
Emphatically do not.
Because you know what? You don't have to have any information to say, oh, Kirby's coming out on the 25th of March. You know what you can do? You can look at, I don't know, release dates for other games around that area. You can look for release dates for games that Nintendo might be putting out around that time or that are coming to the Switch. And you can pretty much piece it together like, well, there's an open spot right there that it could be. And if it's a spring game, which we already know because Nintendo fucking told us.
Yeah.
You can start putting this like,
Hey, guess what?
What?
I do want to be a leaker. Breath of the Wild 2, the sequel, will release on November 18th, 2022.
Hey, you heard it here. You heard it here first.
Because it's the second last Friday in November. And if you look at every Zelda game that's ever been released, most of them are released right around the 18, 19, 20, all the way up to like 24-ish. Every one. Go look it up. Look up all your favorite Zelda releases. It's like late November every single time. There's a few outliers, like Majora's Mask was like 4 months after Ocarina.
Dude,
so that was like in like February or March.
Uncle Leaky just told me that's when it's happening.
Uncle fucking Licky just told you November 18th.
Uncle Leaky.
Uncle Leaky. It's disappointing that like people, I mean, again, we're not political here. We're not ever going to, but there is, people believe what they want to believe is all we're going to say. And people believe these people. They put the information out. They go, you're right. You're right. That is it. You're great leak. I want to subscribe. I'm going to follow you, blah, blah, blah. Listen, you're getting lied to because they don't give you any fucking information. They just say things that they think they're opinions. Well, we just did a podcast. What? The last podcast we did was about leaks.
Yeah,
we've already
talking about this same exact thing.
Yeah, there's not much difference here, right? It's disappointing to hear this stuff. It's more disappointing that people believe them and give them a platform to talk. Like, just shut the fuck up.
You know what? It's kind of like they take the passion that these fans of Nintendo, of PlayStation, of Xbox,
you guys,
whatever, a franchise,
us and you guys in the chat.
They take the emotions of those people and they use them against them for their own gain.
Monetization. For monetization. They're making money off of you because you're listening to them spew opinions that are literally just guesses. It's like the modern day Nostradamuses they think they are.
But these people they're not making money off this. They can't be. What are they making?
YouTube monetization. Something. Making something.
I mean, okay, maybe the guys on YouTube, yeah.
But even if
they're on Twitter.
Listen, even if it's not money, it's still like some people. Maybe money doesn't do for them. Maybe they just want that 15 seconds of fame, or in this case,
maybe
a couple years of fame. Clout. That's all they want. And if they get money, that's great.
That's what I don't get, though. Like, you're chasing it that hard that you're willing to. Because and again, and I said this in the video too, and I want to be clear. I don't know if these people have sources or not, but they get a whole lot of shit wrong. Like, a whole lot of shit is wrong. So it's hard to be like, oh yeah, they have people, like, they know. It's hard. It's really hard to believe anything that comes out of, like, we talked about this too. There's a difference between some jackass on Twitter and a credible journalist who's actually in the industry and knows people and does have these actual conversations.
Well, okay, wait. So in the last podcast, I had talked about this. I gave us 3 different levels. You just hit 2 of them. You're missing the one level, though. There is the level of the leak, the jackass, and there's a credible journalist. But there's also guys like me and you who just have opinions. We're letting you know we have opinions. We're going to talk about our opinions right now. I jokingly just said November 18th, 2022 is Breath of the Wild 2. Right. But that wasn't. Some people, there's going to be a leak in like 3 months. A leak in like 3 months. And someone's going to give you that date. I want you to tag me in it. Uncle Geeb on Twitter. Like, I tell you right now, that's going to happen.
Well, and that's the thing, too.
Someone's going to do it because it makes sense. Like you said in your video. Like you said in your video.
I've made videos about stuff like that. But anybody can fucking do it. Anybody. Like, half the shit they say is just like, no. Like, what are you talking about? No shit. My kids could tell you that. September Direct? Yeah. My 5-year-old predicted it last year. It was amazing. Craziest thing I've ever seen.
On Twitter, even.
No, but yeah, she can. 5-year-old. She's her type. It's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly, Aiden. Like, Woj is a credible journalist who has real sources, real people with real information.
The sports. Yeah, that's a totally different thing.
And then like, yeah.
But like you said, like you and me, opinions. How many videos did I make on Zelda about the 35th anniversary and shit that I hoped for? I didn't come with one of those saying, "Oh, this is gonna happen," because I said no. This is not coming from Nintendo. This is ideas. That's literally all it was. Ideas. And I tried to present it in that way to make sure that it wasn't being taken like, oh, expect this. But again, that was one of those things where it was like the 35th anniversary of Zelda. Yeah. Like, it's the 35th anniversary of Zelda. Of course Nintendo's going to celebrate it. When they didn't, that was like, wow.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy to everybody. It wasn't like just some made up, like, hey, 25th.
You and I sit here, we announce it. We say, okay, we're making our predictions now. We're not saying, I heard my buddy Jami told me, my buddy Titty Leaker 47 told me, like, this game's coming out. And like,
Titty Leaker 47 works in the cafeteria at Nintendo of America.
Jimmy 9769 was like, I agree with that too. Like, no, yeah. like we announce, like, this is what I think's going to happen. Not because a leaker told me, or someone who leaked information told me. I don't have sources, and neither does Samus Hunter. Maybe it's like a janitor, or like just so they can seem somewhat credible. But like they're lying to you guys is what we're trying to portray here. Like they're making predictions. They don't got any real sources, and if they do, they should change them because they're wrong most of the time.
They're not good. It's nuts. It's absolutely crazy, man. It's like, I don't know. There was something else I wanted to say about it, but it slipped my mind.
Maybe they just save it for next week, man.
Yeah, we could do that. We got a lot of stuff for next week. Next week's gonna be better than this week. Every episode of the Drip and Geeb podcast in season 2 gets better than the one before it. Not a leak.
And speaking of season 2, if you are listening for the first time, thank you for listening for the first time. We have a whole other season 1 that happened last year.
They tried to cancel us.
They tried to cancel us. They couldn't do it. Go back and check out our catalog of season 1. Lots of good episodes, including another leak. Baby. We're here for season 2. Right now, we're going to transition, go into the Patreon after show. Those of you in the stream, stick around. We're hanging out. But for those of you listening to this audio and video podcast, thank you so much for listening. We will see you guys next week.
Later.